So that one got cut short too from a phone. So before I do my next video, I will figure out how to turn off my freaking phone. So anyway, so he, and all this speak of, and in the beginning, the unity and dividing this country, what has happened, which happened under Barack Obama, by the way. So in his final act, if John McCain was such a true and forgiving person, he would have invited Donald Trump. And Donald Trump would have been there, and he would have been proud to have been there and honor the service that John McCain gave to this country. But John McCain purposefully and spitefully, until his last day, did not invite Donald Trump. So no, he's not the most forgiving man ever. And the fact that he had Barack Obama in the front seat there, that he had Bill Clinton, who had oral sex in the Oval Office with a 20-year-old intern, shamed our office to no end. Barack Obama, who figuratively destroyed our country for 8 years. And Hillary Clinton, one of the most corrupt and evil people to walk on the face of this earth at this point, and who is not held accountable for any of her misdeeds and selfishness and going against our country over the years in the front. And to berate and disrespect our president, who we voted for and who was duly elected. Anyway, that was John McCain's choice. That is what it is, and I'm sure Donald Trump respects that. Sarah Palin, I don't have a clue as to why he didn't invite Sarah Palin, but that just also shows that John McCain was not a perfect person by any means and did not truly love our country. I respect his service very much in Vietnam. I don't know, I don't come from a military background. And throughout, as far as the last few years of Donald Trump, what I have seen from him is that he has done more for our veterans and for the military than John McCain or Barack Obama or George Bush or Bill Clinton or anybody ever did. Under the watch of John McCain, the VA system became what it was. And, there were veterans committing suicide throughout our country. They were getting the most neglectful care by people who should have been fired a long, long ago, but they weren't able to because of the ridiculousness of the way our government works. To me, Donald Trump is a fellow deplorable, and I speak for many, I think. I know, and if I don't, I speak for myself proudly and with my head held high. Donald Trump has done more for the military in this country than anybody else has done for decades. So, that being said, if I were a parent of a child who lost their lives in Afghanistan in the prime of their life, I would be a little bit offended that this has gone for the whole week. What do they get? They fight for their benefits. They get disrespected by the VA. They certainly don't get these accolades. Like John McCain has done. And he did serve our country. He did in Vietnam and, was tortured for 5 years. But then he also came back and lived off our country for 31 years. We paid his salary, and I'm sure he became, he's very lucrative and financially well off. This is his whole family. Whereas all of us deplorables are, living paycheck to paycheck, paying those salaries to those people who disrespect us and don't care for us in the government. He lived for 31 years off of our money and our work and toil. And the majority of us deplorables who do live paycheck to paycheck and pay our taxes, if we don't, we're in jail. We don't get away with what they get away with in Washington. Another thing, if he loved our country so much, why didn't he resign when he got sick? Why did he leave the state of Arizona unrepresented for the last 8 months, 9 months? If he truly loved our country, he would have resigned and let the governor put in someone who would actually do the work of the American people. And he selfishly kept his seat until until he's interred, because it hurts Donald Trump and his agenda. And you know what? People may think that deplorables are stupid, but we're not. We see right through it. And this endless, finally I had to speak up because now it's become a joke on social media. I mean, it is laughable, the memes and everything like that. I think all of us were very respectful and dignified for the first few days. But now it's ridiculous. And you know what? I'm not afraid to say so. And as I said, I respect John McCain's service to our country. I feel their pain because I too lost my dad last month, as I'm sure many of us deplorables have lost loved ones, and many have lost loved ones in the military, and they don't get any of this, or not. They get disrespected by the VA, and so that's our perspective. And I'll try to do this more often because I do feel like people need to understand our point of view. And I'm a white, non-racist, professional college woman. I'm college educated. I'm a suburban mom. And yes, I voted for Donald Trump. And yes, I'm very proud of it, and I stand for him. And one last point I wanted to make is, looking, and I love Fox News, and that's why, unfortunately, I've been exposed to this endless display of, memorials throughout the week. And then Aretha Franklin as well, which, she's a great woman. I think she's great. I loved her music as well. But I didn't need to see Jesse Jackson berating our country and berating our president, or Al Sharpton, two of the biggest race baiters and the worst people that I would think against the Black American, Black people. I'm not a Black person, so I don't speak for them. But that's what I would think if I was one, and what I've seen from social media as well. And Bill Clinton ogling Ariana Grande, that, sometimes you reap what you sow when you do these kind of things, and you do this to the American people and subject us to that endless, and I think that's kind of like, maybe they got a little bit of what they deserved when they put, or, you see Bill Clinton right there up in the front after what he's done, desecrated our Oval Office. So I'm a true believer in karma. I think that, in the end, we're all going to get what we deserve. But again, so I am one of those women who voted for Trump. I'm professional. I work full time. I raise children alone because I divorced. Great man, great. I have nothing against him. He gave me two great, beautiful daughters. I own a gun. I'm a member of the NRA. I love animals more than people. And I love Donald Trump. I love our president. And when he passes away, what we will see in his memorial, which I know it won't be anything like this, going on week after week, because that's not, or day after day, because that's not what he would have wanted, But what you're going to see in the audience is the American people. What you're going to see is not the dignitaries, not the elites, not the hypocritical media, the hypocritical Republicans and Democrats behind him, behind the casket. You're going to see we, the American people, who will come from all over the country. I will drive wherever it is. And you'll see people who, like at the rally in Indiana, they didn't just wait that morning like they did for John McCain's casket. They waited the day before. They spent the night outside so they could get in to see Donald Trump in that rally. That, to me, speaks volumes about the character of the man that we have in office right now. He is our voice. He speaks for us. And I will always, always defend him. Not because he's perfect, but because he is working and fighting for we, the people. Not the elites, not the Republicans or Democrats or whatever it is, who are all those people that were there for John McCain, and so we know better. We see what the economy's doing. I'm more optimistic. I'm contributing more to my 401k. I do this for my daughters. I do this for my grandchildren to come. I don't do this for me. I mean, I'm 52. I've only got a few more years. Well, hopefully I have a few more years, but my future view of America I'm fighting for is for my girls and my grandchildren. It's not for me. So anyway, that's our view from the mouths of the deplorable. And again, it is what it is. Our country is what it is right now, and hopefully things will change. They may not. It's definitely a battle of good versus evil. But enjoy the weekend. Have a great Labor Day weekend. I hope you all are blessed, and talk to you soon.